It was the coldest winter in the North Pole's history. The snow fell in thick, heavy blankets, piling up so high that even the tallest candy cane poles disappeared beneath the white. The stars twinkled above the frozen land, casting silver light on Santa's workshop. But inside, there was a problem. A big problem. Santa's reindeer had all come down with a case of the sniffling antler flu. Their noses ran more than Rudolph's ever glowed, and their sneezes sent tinsel flying through the air like confetti. They huddled in the stables under heavy wool blankets, sipping hot cocoa through peppermint straws. Even Dasher, the fastest of them all, could barely get up to a light jog. "Well, that's it then," sighed one of the elves. "No Christmas this year." Santa rubbed his chin and shook his head. "No Christmas," he said. "Ho, ho, no." "But Santa," said Jingle, the elf in charge of sleigh operations. "The sleigh is way too heavy to carry all by yourself." Santa laughed and patted his belly. "Nonsense. This is what I've been training for." Now, if you must know, Santa had been sneaking in a little exercise between cookie breaks. He'd been lifting toy sacks like they were weights. He'd been practicing jumps over scattered gift boxes. And every morning, he took a lap around the workshop. Okay, maybe a half lap. And maybe he stopped for a cinnamon roll halfway through. But tonight, Santa would run Christmas, the great rooftop dash. With a sack slung over his shoulder and a determined twinkle in his eye, Santa dashed off into the night. He leaped from rooftop to rooftop, gripping chimneys for balance. He skidded across frozen shingles, barely stopping himself from tumbling into the snow. He hopped fences, rolled through gardens, and at one point had to wrestle a particularly aggressive inflatable snowman out of his way. Down the chimneys he went, faster than ever. Plop! A toy train under the tree. Plop! A teddy bear next to the stockings. Whoosh! Cookies into his mouth. No time to waste. By the time Santa reached the last house, his boots were smoking from all the running. He plopped the final present under the tree and wiped the sweat from his brow. And then, just as he turned to leave, he saw it. A small note, taped to the plate of half-eaten cookies. "Dear Santa, thanks for all the toys every year, but I hope you get a present too. Love, Mia." Santa smiled. That was the best present he could ever receive. The return to the North Pole. As the sun began to rise, Santa finally trudged back into the workshop, his suit covered in soot, his beard tangled with twigs, and his boots completely worn out. The elves gasped. "Santa, what happened?" Santa chuckled as he collapsed into his chair. "We didn't even have reindeer that year," he boomed. "But Christmas still made it." The elves cheered. The reindeer cheered from their beds. And Mrs. Claus, she shoved a plate of warm gingerbread cookies in Santa's hands. "Eat first," she said. "Tell stories later." And as Santa took his first bite, he thought to himself, running Christmas was fun. But next year, the reindeer were definitely getting a flu shot.